Hey everybody, welcome back for another video. We are going to be chit-chatting a little bit about Foodie Beauty. Now, I know that we just did a live stream on her, but that was mostly about the Mr. Snowflake documentary. I want to talk about things that are happening in real time, and that is that Chantal is currently, allegedly, almost confirmedly banned for 7 days. So she will be making her return to YouTube sometime this week. I want to say maybe like Tuesday or Wednesday, Thursday at the latest. But Chantal was banned for, allegedly again, making a very colorful post about another content creator in regards to they had bad teeth, said things about their appearance, just a not so nice community page post about another content creator. So we are kind of, as a community, assuming that that is the reason why Chantal has been given this 7-day ban. I really hope, and I do mean this, I really hope that Chantal takes or has taken the days that she has been off of YouTube to really think about some of her actions and what she decided to do on her community tab. I mean, could you imagine? Really, it's disgusting behavior. Could you imagine coming onto the internet and talking bad about someone else? Coming onto the internet and making superficial comments about someone else's appearance. It's not right. It's not cool. It's not funny. I don't see why anyone would find that type of content entertaining at all. So I really hope that Chantal learns from this and that the 7-day suspension really rehabilitates her into considering a different sort of route for content. Coming onto the internet and using your platform here on YouTube to talk bad about other people is not a good use of time. I don't think that that benefits anyone. So I would really implore Chantal to take a look at her actions from last week, revise, and then go about her channel accordingly. Because that kind of content, that kind of energy, that kind of just darkness that you bring to the internet in that regard is just something that no one should be doing. But what I would like to do today is I want to take a couple, look at a couple clips from a compilation channel, Piggy. We have taken a look at Piggy's channel in the past. I will link their channel below. I encourage you to check out Piggy's channel. They put out fun little videos. Go ahead, check out Piggy. Give them a subscribe. We all like Piggy. So we're going to take a look at this, and then we're going to take a look at another video, and then we are going to jump into a condensed video of a live stream in which she defends her very real, very loving, very authentic marriage. So let's get started.
Hi. Since Foodie is on a 7-day suspension, I wanted to see what her girlies were up to. Be forewarned, it's not much lol.
Hey, Rebecca. I did text her a happy birthday. She actually needed to remind me. She reminded me that it was her birthday. So that was when I wished her a happy birthday. Speaking
I don't know about y'all, but I'm pretty good about birthdays. Now, I do usually need Facebook to remind me that it's someone's birthday, but I'm pretty good about wishing people happy birthday. Chantal and this guy are friends. I mean, they lived together at one point, but this kind of just tells me that they're really not in communication. I mean, if you're not wishing someone a happy birthday, kind of tells me that you guys aren't even talking at all. So maybe it's whenever Chantal needs him, or whenever basically when she needs something from him is when they'll speak directly. I think that Pete's right now as a side character is just functioning to kind of be on the bench, kind of idling, on the back burner, so to speak, so that when inevitably Chantal does get dumped by this guy, returns to Canada, she will be able to bring Pete back onto the cast and they will start to live together, because Chantal does not like to live alone. This guy, I'm not really sure of his living situation or what Pete has been up to. I haven't really followed him since the beginning of this new Kuwait season, but it doesn't look like much. It doesn't look like much. So I think that Pete's is just kind of waiting for Chantal's marriage to crash and burn so that he can be brought back onto the cast and we can get back into our shenanigans that were occurring prior to this whole Kuwait thing.
My mom's birthday is coming up next month. I'll be working her birthday though, so I'll need to talk to her about, need to ask her whether she wants her birthday chocolates early or late. What's my mom? She's in her 70s. I don't remember her exact age, but she is in her 70s. Chantal's in her 70s? Nah, she just feels that way. She just feels that way.
Chantal's in her 70s. No, she just feels that way. Oh my god. Honestly, there are probably 70-year-olds out there that feel more physically abled than Chantal. I mean, shit, there's a lot of 70-year-olds that go to the gym, go hiking, live very active lifestyles. Chantal, I don't even know if that could be a comparison for, like, someone in their 70s versus a 40-year-old super morbidly obese person. Like, I don't know if that's an accurate comparison. I mean, what would be a better comparison to someone that, like, you know those dog breeds that have a hard time breathing? Pugs, because, like, their breed has been so historically inbred that there's no fresh genes, so they're kind of mutated in a sense, and they have the pushed in nose and they have a difficult time breathing. Maybe like an elderly overweight pug. That would be more of a more accurate comparison. Like a dog breed that has a difficult time breathing. Because there's a lot of 70-year-olds out there that are kicking ass.
Most days. For the record, so do I.
I don't remember, to be honest with you. Honestly, I actually resubbed to Foodie Beauty yesterday when I watched her last mukbang. I don't know why. I always did like her mukbangs, but I don't know how I feel about her anymore. I kind of like had a bad taste in my mouth with her after she just cut me off as a friend completely because I told everybody that she wasn't leaving Ottawa. I don't understand why that was such a big deal for her, but she seems to cut off her friends pretty quick and easily, so I resubbed anyway. But yeah, I heard something's going on, that something happened. She's like on some kind of ban or something.
Well, that's probably because you had nothing to offer her anymore. People who are very quick to cut other people off, it probably wasn't that great of a relationship to begin with. Chantal's a very transactional person, so I'd imagine that at one point with this dude, I don't know much about him. I know that he sent her money and stuff in the past and that he was a beezer and a supporter and everything, but it probably got to a point where Chantal wanted a little bit more than him or wanted something from him that he was unable or unwilling to offer. So it was just like, okay, this is the dead end. Moving on.
I don't really understand what's going on. I haven't looked into it. I pretty much got up and went and got these groceries, and I was at my parents', and then I literally just got home, had a shower, and now I'm showing you. She gets a divorce. She'll be coming back to Canada, I know that, at some point. I can't believe she stayed there this long. And she must have moved again, because it looks like she's living in a closet. So, I don't know why.
Ooh, shade. Shade. That made me fun. That made me laugh. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm surprised she's been there this long. Honestly, same. But you know what? I am, and I'm also not. Because I've always known that this relationship will end when he says it's over. Chantal and Amberlynn don't end relationships. They don't. They're always the one getting dumped. So this will be over when he realizes that she is more of a pain and too much to deal with and isn't worth having her around anymore. That's when the relationship will end. Not because she realizes that this is stupid and it's going nowhere and she's wasting her time and her health is deteriorating. All the rational things that would, kind of wake a person up and make them realize, hey, living on the other side of the world and marrying someone you met off of Tinder and paying for their whole lifestyle and not getting laid, like, maybe this isn't a great idea. No, that will never dawn on her. This will end when he says it will end.
In such a small place where she'd probably come back here to Canada, and I've heard money as far as Canadian there, so I feel like she could have a better life here, but I don't know. Anyways, who has some elbow macaroni?
I don't know. Do y'all think that she could have a better life in Canada? I mean, she's really not doing anything differently in Kuwait, except she doesn't smoke. So she doesn't have access to substances or spirits that she would otherwise have access to in Canada. But I mean, she still sits in a room all the time, doesn't do anything, eats takeout food, eats like the same takeout food that she would eat here. I mean, it's not that different. So I mean, in terms of quality of life, I don't know. Maybe. Because, like, I don't really understand what gives Chantal quality of life at this point. I know that she enjoys food and she enjoys the affirmation or the acceptance of a man. Those are, like, the two things that only seem to matter to her. So, I mean, if she's being fed over there, and she has a fake husband who, like, fake claims her. I don't know. I mean, it would definitely be more fun for the community if she were in Canada because she can let loose, say whatever the hell she wants, do more shenanigans in Canada. But for her own personal happiness, I don't know, because she never seemed like a very happy person when she lived in Canada to begin with. So I don't really know how to answer that question. All right, we're going to move on to the next one.
Hi.
Okay, so this is kind of leftover tea from last week. Last week, Chantal was Everyday Miriam, and then she changed her username back to Foodie Beauty, and in addition to that, she changed the description or the bio of her channel. So it went from saying one thing, and now it says something different. No more wedding ring. I think that this is just to stir up rumors. I think that this is just to get people talking. A very low effort way to create something. Yeah. This train never crashes. Oh, honey. She either did it so that people would talk, or she did it as a passive-aggressive dig at him. Because I think that she knows that he looks at all of her social media. So if they're in a fight and she knows that she can, like, get at him or get something out of him by suggesting that she might be over him or she might dump him or stop giving him money or whatever, maybe that sets off a little alarm in his head to kind of straighten up and fly right. But I think that Salah should call her bluff, because if that's what she's doing, I don't think that there's any smoke behind that threat. I really don't. Because Chantal will never leave on her own. Never would she leave on her own. Well, if you don't get me a family platter, a family catering order from Chili's, then I'm going to go back to Canada and stop giving you money. No, she's not. He could treat her way. I mean, we don't know exactly like the full dynamic. Like we had the inside look with the last dude, Natter, but he could treat her way worse. Way, way, way worse. And she would still stay. So if she is doing these little passive aggressive things to kind of, because I mean, like, this isn't the first time she's done this either. She's come on here before and she's like said, oh, guys, I think I'm going to move back to Canada. Like, it's just not working out here. I feel like I just need to go back. Like, that's so performative because that is trying to make him think like, oh crap, she's going to leave and then I won't have my meal ticket. I won't have my spending money or whatever. So that kind of gives him the little like nudge to be like, oh, well, you know, you should give her what she wants. But I mean, Salah, like, call that bluff because there's no way that she would ever leave on her own. I mean, like, you there's not much you can come back from if you're willing to take back someone that had the kind of text messages that got exposed that he had with that Kybella girl. I mean, if you're okay with that and you run back to finance him, like at the drop of a hat and stand by his side, I mean, that just makes you look so pathetic. That tells me that he can do anything and everything and you'll still stay. I mean, this is nothing new, though. Like we all saw last season what the last guy did to her. I mean, these guys pump her for so much money. They pump her for so much fucking money. And she lets it happen. So, I mean, the only thing that was different about last season is the guy found someone else to take care of him. That's why he got rid of Chantal. Otherwise, it would have been advantageous to keep her around because she still paid for shit. With this dude, it's kind of a unique scenario because he kind of has to import a lol cow. Because I'd imagine that there aren't, you know, super morbidly obese women with excess wealth willing to take in a bum in Kuwait. I just don't think that's like the culture over there. So he has to import them. So it's a lot more difficult and it takes a little bit more, which I think that Salah is trying to line someone new up because he knows how destructive this is. But I mean, in our day and age, like, I don't know. I don't know if people are getting smarter because there are a lot of dumbasses out there, but I don't know. There just aren't a lot of people that I guess are willing to move to another country and finance a bum. Because it's like, well, how do you make money? You know, it's like, how do you move to Kuwait and make money? I mean, unless you're already rich, I guess. But Chantal has this unique income that she's allowed to work from anywhere in the world. So she can move anywhere in the world, continue to make money, and then give said money to a bum that will fake claim her. It's a very unique situation. So that's probably very difficult for him to find. That's why he hasn't gotten rid of her yet. Because there's no substitute, you know? There's no understudy. There's no understudy. All right, we are going to move on to the next part.
I'm just filming that mall Chinese vlog days ago, but posting it now to cover your border hopping. Why do people care? If, like, even if that was the case, what's the tea? Like, really? Yeah, blue pot. After fasting time, I guess. No, yeah, I still do wear makeup. Whatever. Chicken sandwich, yum. I love those. Sorry. By the way, I saw a few comments.
She's like giggling. She likes it. She likes it. You can't tell me that Chantal doesn't like the drama.
Anyway, somebody must have been saying something that's not true from one of the reaction channels. I can probably guess who. That my husband doesn't have a job. So I get these comments. I can tell when someone's been talking crap because I get stupid comments, okay? Number one.
There is no way that that guy works. I mean, Chantal, like this is redundant in me saying this, but she doesn't make what she used to, but she still makes money. She still makes money. Now, I don't know exactly the extent of their lifestyle, but I mean, it doesn't seem that grand. I mean, they have a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment and food. So, I mean, like, what else are they spending money on, you know? That she is able, I can tell you, just by eyeballing her views, she is able to afford a 1 bedroom apartment and take out like this all the time and whatever he needs. She's able to. You can't, there is no convincing me that that dude works. Why else would she be there? For real, why else would she be there? If not to just give him money.
One, he has a business. She talks about Salah. Her man doesn't have a job either.
Oh, yeah. That's when she got outed for misspeaking. Unveiling a little bit more than she should have. She was coming for someone else and said, well, her man doesn't have a job either, so why are you pointing fingers at mine? Okay.
So how does he have no job? Thank you, Jenna. Number 2, how do you know he doesn't have another job? Like, you don't know anything about this, like, anything about his life. You don't.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. We don't know this. We don't know for sure if he doesn't work or has some other passive income or what. You're absolutely right. We don't. But by context clues and track record and watching you for how many years all the reaction channels have, we can sort of guess. And now based on your reaction and the way that you're responding to these rumors, it kind of solidifies my original thought even more. Because she usually doesn't get worked up by stuff like this if it's not the case.
I don't know anything about this situation, okay? If you're gonna call anyone's man a bum, what about yours? Your history of men who got you 8 evictions. So please.
No. Look, the vampire fangs of mayonnaise. Oh no. The mayo in the corners of the mouth that look like vampire fangs. Oh my god. You want to talk about men being bums? Let's talk about your man getting you 8 evictions with mayo in corner of mouth. Y'all, this is why we're a part of Girl World. This right here. The mayo, talking shit with mayo in the corner of your mouth on both sides, not just one, both. This is why we're in Girl World. Personally, this should be screenshotted. Or you know what? I would love to hire a painter, like a painter, an artist that could paint this. And we could put it into a museum and people could walk up to it and cross their arms and scratch their chin and really think about what this piece means to them. This is just everything and anything that Girl World stands for. This right here. Talking shit with mayo coming out of the corner of your mouth. It's honestly, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's no one's business, yeah. People like to say, look at Pete, he never had a job. Actually, in his defense...
That's exactly the first question that came to my mind, too. Why is she bringing up Pete's? What does your current husband not having a job have to do with Pete's? This is just textbook deflection.
We worked at the same call center, making decent money for the time. At least it's a job, okay? Don't crap on a job, I guess. We had a job, we were younger. We worked at the same place for years together. Then he worked at Walmart. Then he had another customer service job for a few years, which he walked every single day, like a couple of miles to get to, in the snow or not.
Okay, so she's proving her point. Okay, the original point, if anyone has forgotten, is that her husband does not work. Okay? So by backing this up, we're talking about how years ago, Pete's had, what was it, a call center job that he walked to sometimes in the snow. This is how we're proving our point.
The only time, and he has a job now. The only time he didn't have a job was when he was doing YouTube. And he was earning some money.
So if someone's gonna sit there on their high horse and lie and say that this person was a bum, didn't have a job, and then make fun of me for being with Swordfish, who was a leech, the only person, the person I was with before, no, after Pete's, still has a job, had a job the whole time. So where is that coming from? Lies, lies, lies. If you're gonna sit on your high horse and say that my men that I've been with haven't had jobs and are bums, how about look at the bum you were with who caused you, apparently according to you, to go to court 8 times for not paying rent. Yeah, suck it.
But what does that have to do with what people are talking about right now? I mean, you could choose to not talk about this. You could choose to ignore this. People say that Salah doesn't have a job. You don't have to address it, but you're the one that brought it up. So I saw some comments of people saying that my husband doesn't work. I mean, you brought it to the dining room table. We're just taking a look at it. And I mean, honestly, if you're going to come for something that happened in FFG's past, I mean, just if you run the numbers, y'all, FFG shits on this woman financially. Just absolutely shits on her financially. So, I mean, regardless of anything that may have happened in FFG's past, if we're talking about the here and the now, Chantal, you're over on the other side of the world paying for some bum, and FFG does reaction streams of you and makes probably, honest to God, like, multiply it by like a large number more than Chantal.
No. I'm an alley cat. Exactly.
He's here, Brenda. He's usually always here. He has a business. He has business partners, but he's also in the business.
Does she ever quit eating? I mean, what does she even eat? She was eating fries, and then she was eating some tortilla-looking thing, and now she has a wrap. I mean, it's just, where is all this fucking food coming from?
Because he's available a lot during the time when you go live. By that logic, then the people who stream snipe me and react to my content almost immediately after also have no jobs, like they claim, right? Because they always have the time. Look at just Beaten today. She has all the time in the world, every single time I go live to stream snipe me so she can afford to take her kids somewhere. Am I right? The beezer spray? No, the beezer spray is all done. I still have some. But that was like a... just kind of like a limited time thing.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I do. Like if I eat too much crap, or sometimes like I'll think ahead of time, like I'll just be like, I don't want to eat that because I know that I'll feel like shit afterwards. Every single day. That's all that goes in. Maybe it's just like maybe it's like when you're this big, it gets to a point where feeling like shit becomes the norm. And you don't know feeling good anymore. All you know is feeling like shit. So whether or not she eats this stuff, she's still going to feel like shit. That would make sense. When you don't know any better.
I didn't check anybody out, Connie. No. I wasn't checking anybody out. I can honestly say, with my whole chest, this whole circumference.
Whoa. Well, then this is a pretty powerful statement, y'all.
I have not seen a more handsome person in Kuwait than Salah. So...
well, you need to leave the apartment to do that. I mean, anytime that she vlogs and goes places, there's no one ever there. And it seems like 99% of her day is in the apartment. So you would need to go and be around other people to know if there were more attractive men out there. And of course, like, she's not going to say this on live stream. Who would do that? Who would be in a relationship and say, oh yeah, this person's a lot more attractive than my current partner? Who would say that? This means nothing.
I'm not joking. I'm not just saying that. I mean it. So why, when I have eye candy like that, would I bother looking at anyone else? Maybe I was staring at something else. I don't know. I was getting like, I liked our old places. Okay. I was kind of like, a few things were happening in my brain. I was thinking, I think the no windows were getting to me a little bit. Like, I don't, like, we always have our curtains. I don't know. Like, just having them, I think, is, like, helping. I never open my curtains, so it doesn't really matter, I guess, but I just kind of wanted somewhere bigger a little bit. Bigger kitchen. I was thinking, like, I really want a cat, and they have to have windows. So a few things were going on. So we moved, like, of course we're going to move from his bachelor pad. Like, he was living there alone. It was cozy though.
Oh my god, do y'all remember when she first got there in that room that he was living in? And then there was all that drama with Zachary Michael calling it... oh god, what did Zachary Michael call it? He called it something, and then that like made her mad, and she started... that's when she started doing the whole victim stuff with like, oh, you're how... what was it? Home shaming? Home shaming. I think that's what it was. It was home shaming. Even though she would constantly talk about how FFG lives in Motel 6. But now that someone said it about his thing, it was home shaming. Did he call it a shoebox? I don't remember what he exactly said, but I remember her response to that was to play victim and say that it was home shaming. I think that my college dorm was bigger than the room that they were living in when she first got there. Yeah. I really, like some people's walk-in closets, I think that was about the size of where he was living.
What? Then we moved to the other one. Now this one has 2 bedrooms. A nice view of the sea. He had his own house, like in his own place. I didn't mean like a mansion or a big house.
You know what? I was watching very popular, like millions of subscribers, a Muslim couple on TikTok. They're like, have iftar with us. They got in the car and went to take it drive-through. Nobody's cooking a huge iftar meal every day. Like, no way. Sorry.
If he didn't love me, like, why would he be with me? Like, look at all the problems I have.
If he didn't love me, I mean, how could you not love me? If he didn't love me, why would he be with me? I mean, like, I'm not going to insult y'all's intelligence by saying that. I mean, but it's like, really? Really? How can you say this with a straight face?
Yeah. He's young, like, I can't have kids, I have all these diseases. Well,
that can be beneficial. I mean, the fact that you can't have kids means that you can't trap him. He won't be bound to you by producing offspring. Diseases, I mean, as long as you're still able to make an income, who cares? I mean, like, say Chantal were to kick the bucket in 3 years. That's 3 more years that she could continue to finance this guy's life. I mean, it's better than nothing, you know?
I'm not, like, you know what I mean? I have a lot of illnesses, a lot of problems. I'm not making a fraction of what I used to.
It's still better than nothing, even though you don't make over $20,000 a month anymore. Making, I don't know, $7,000-8,000 a month. That's still enough to put a roof over his head and food in his mouth and give him spending money.
We're not going to Canada. I don't think I'll get a maid after all. No, I'm keeping up with it for now.
She can't afford the maid. I mean, she can make it work. She can make the rent work, she can make all the takeout work and everything, but in terms of having things that are considered a little bit extra, a maid, cleanliness has never been a priority for Chantal. So if that money can otherwise be allocated to more food or spending money for him, it will be.
Sometimes, like, I have days where I'm not feeling well, you know? These haters, I can't. I make him laugh. We have fun together. I'm very loving. What else? I'm beautiful. Right, babe? I can sing like anyone, no one else. I contribute the stress. Yeah, that's true. I always go, thanks, Snoozy. Did you see someone literally counted the frames in your videos? What?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, yeah. So if you don't know what's going on in this video, Sinatra Says made a video in which Chantal enters the frame. Not Chantal herself, but her body enters the frame, and he was pressing the space bar and letting a frame of the video go by and then pausing it and then letting it go again and pausing it. And I think, like, after he completed like 30 frames or like 30 spacebar presses, her face finally came into the frame.
9,
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I didn't think it could be his 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27. Oh my god, I swear I thought it would have been like 5.
Stop. Alien invasion. What do you mean counted frames? What does that even mean? Can you speak in
Can you speak in dumbass? I don't know what that means. All right, y'all. But yeah, in conclusion, I really hope that Chantal spends or has spent the last 7 days really thinking about how her words can really affect other people. It's not a good look to come onto the internet and just talk bad or snark on someone or just make fun of them all the time. So I really hope that she has spent this time off giving her actions a long, hard thinking about it. All right, everyone. I will see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.